In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Some of the experiences, some of the things we attempt and we do yield the results according to our own desires, while another, many of these, does not do so, does not yield the results according to our own desires. And these results actually are labeled and remembered as something very unpleasant and unwanted by some of the people. Now, these people do not take the responsibility of what happened, and they do not take the responsibility of how to improve it in the future. They don't take the responsibility of it either. They think that it is not my fault at all, it is the fault of someone else in totality. I'm not responsible for it, and hence I don't need to do anything except moaning and groaning, except crying, except doing this thing, except mourning. It is not, nothing is my responsibility. These people are absolutely nonsense people. They are not going to improve in their life at all. They are not going to change in their life at all. They people will keep wasting their life forever, maybe. Then there is another type of the people. These people are of the view it was not a bitter experience at all. They rather call it as their learning. If something else in one work attempt of theirs does not yield the results of their choice, they don't call it a bitter experience at all. Rather, they do call it as their learning. They do call it as their learning. They think that we are learning. As for the learning is concerned, it is not restricted to the educational institutions only. Rather, we people do keep learning throughout our lives. We people do keep learning throughout our lives. Dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad. Now, still there are two categories out of these people who do call it as their learning. First of all, these people deserve a sort of congratulations because at least they have labeled this experience right. They do call it as their learning. Now, out of these people, now these people devise rules. These people devise rules for the future, how to do it, how to manage it. They devise rules. They make rules out of their learning. Rules that they could avoid a situation like this one in the future on the one hand, and whatever they can achieve on the other hand. Dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, this is so. Those who do make the rules, still there are two categories out of these people. They do call it learning. That is why they made rules. Rules to comply, rules to observe, rules to practice, rules to be commanded, rules to be acted upon for the purpose of making their future life better, for the purpose of avoiding the unpleasant experiences on the other hand. They make rules. Out of these rules making people, there are two types of people. One of those who don't observe it much. Every time they do come across a little bit of pressure from outside or from inside. What is the pressure from inside, by the way? As the pressure from outside is understandable. But what is the pressure from inside? The pressure from inside is that every time you do feel impulses, impulses, these actually they break the rules. Every time, every time they come across a little bit of pressure from either from outside or from inside. Outside pressure is everybody knows. Inside pressure means cravings, impulses, desires, a little bit of discomfort. They break the rules. Now, these people are not going to develop as well. They are not going to make considerable progress in their life at all. Now, there is one category of the people left. Do this category don't change the rules? They do change. They are always ready to change, to improve actually their rules. Always ready to do that. But they don't break it. They don't break the rules. What is the difference between breaking of the rules and the changing or improving of the rules? Breaking of the rules mean that you feel a bit of pressure from outside, or you do feel a bit of pressure from inside, in the form of desires, in the form of the impulses, in the form of the temptation. They change. So, dear friends and fellows in Pakistan, don't change rules because of external pressure. Don't change rules because of internal pressure. Rather, do improve the rules once you feel that these should be updated further. Do change the rules once you feel that these should be updated further. You have come across even better ideas. You have come across even better ideas. Now, in a situation like this one, you are supposed to improve your rules, but not while you are facing a situation during which you have to implement and you have to practice it. Later on, think with a cool mind. Then only come up to a conclusion whether you are going to change, whether you are going to improve it or not. And you do feel that these should be updated and changed. Don't hesitate to do that. Don't waste your time. Rather do it. Thank you. This is how we can learn, we can improve. Jazakallah.